Motorcycle drag racing fans, we have arrived. Yes, the CycleDrag luggage all the way from LAX to Brisbane, Australia, for one reason, for you to meet some of the top pro stock motorcycle or pro bike riders, as they called it in Australia. Do me a favor and let me know where you are watching from. Let's head to Willowbank Raceway. We'll cook up some good breakfast for you, and let's meet some of the top players down under on two wheels. Australian pro stock motorcycle, and here is the man everybody's been talking about. Luke Crowley, I have to shake your hand. Part of me is a little upset because you killed what was going to be a good story this weekend, but you did it very deservedly so. You came in, you ran the first 6-second run. Everybody thought it was going to happen this weekend. You did it a couple weekends ago, and you annihilated it with a 690. How'd you do that?
Well, you know, we've been trying for a while. We've tried over in NHRA, and we've been trying here for a few years. And you know, we had a little gremlin in the clutch, and we've had it since I went to NHRA. And then we've come back and we've done homework, and you know, I've got a good bunch of guys behind me back here in Australia with a good brains, sort of thing. And we just were overlooking something, and mad thrash in Sydney, and we'd come across the problem, and we worked out how we could solve it temporarily to get out there for the last run in Sydney. We didn't expect it to go 690. We just hoped it went 10 something in the 60 foot, and yeah, we went out with 108, whatever else it ran down the racetrack. But
what was your best prior to that?
We went 700 in Pomona in 2015.
Okay.
So
how about your best in Australia prior to that?
704.
704. Okay, so in my previous videos, I was saying that there may be about half a tenth difference between Australian tracks and the U.S. tracks that you run on with NHRA. Do you believe in that?
Not really.
Or do you think you can go just as quick here?
You know, like I think we can run 70s here.
Wow.
You know, like I don't think it's out of the question.
Sure.
You know, 108 and a 60, if we can go 104, 103, like, you know, most other metric pro stock bikes in the world run. You know, like just with those incrementals, we go say 432, 435 the half, like, you know, a lot of the other guys in NHRA. You know, the ET will come, you know, like it'll be a run, you know, somewhere in the low 80s to a high 70. Obviously, I don't think it's going to go, you know, any quicker than that, but I think it's well and truly possible if we get the conditions right this weekend. You know, we're a little bit heavier than NHRA. You know, we're 15 pounds heavier than what we ran over there. So
okay,
to have that weight on the bike, and then also, you know, obviously prove the 690 and look at the data and see that there's a lot more left in that data. You know, that's all potential. So.
Tell me about your bike. What combination do we have here?
So it's Vance & Hines headed, Rep Lockheed, engineered, 1852cc.
Wow.
So this is the engine I used in Pomona in 2017. Before that, we had a Vortex headed engine, which I actually believe is a better engine than this one. We heard a crankshaft with my own stupidity, and unfortunately our engine's not here to use this weekend, otherwise it'd be in there. We went nearly 196 mile an hour with that in Pomona.
Wow.
So it makes a lot of steam, you know, it's got a lot of grunt. It makes more grunt than this one, there's no doubt about that, but you know, you can't go past the Vance & Hines headed engine.
Sure. How would you describe what it's like to ride this machine, especially at a track like this, Willowbank, where here shutdown's a little bumpy and it's a downward slope? How would you describe that?
Not as bad as Pomona. It's short.
Yeah, Pomona's a little
and bumpy.
Pomona's rough, huh?
Yeah, it's not nice. This is a little bit nicer than that, but the track's not too bad. There is some bumps, you know, but it's nothing as bad as when we went 690 in Sydney. That's the worst racetrack here in Australia, sort of thing. So if we can keep this thing stuck to the track, going down it, obviously we should have a little bit more drive as well.
What would make you really happy this weekend? Do you have a certain number that would put a smile on your face after?
Another 690.
There you go, another 6. How about a 680, huh?
Well, yeah, it'd be a dream, but you know, we're just with these conditions, we just got to hope that we can back up what we've already done, and then go chasing what we have in our heads, what we want to do. So, you know, we'll just see what the first run. You know, hopefully get a few more skids in during qualifying and just see how we go. But you know, it's got some go fast gearing on it now. It didn't have in Sydney, so who knows? It could overpower the racetrack in that first 60 to 80 feet, or it could, go like how I expected to. So, you know, that's why my hour was only 193 in Sydney. So.
Since you've competed in both countries, what's the biggest difference between pro stock motorcycle racing in Australia and the United States?
Obviously, just the professional side of things. You know, like people over there, the old hobby racer thing that's going around. You know, at the end of the day, people have to make money. It doesn't matter which way you make it. That's life. You know, people put time and effort into their bikes. Unfortunately, we only get 4 or 5 races a year, and it's just not enough track time to, you know, say we could go out and run those 70s or low 80s pass after pass. We you know, like prior to when I went 690 a couple of weeks ago, I hadn't ridden the thing in like over 6 months, you know, and you know, if you can go out there every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, and do runs, do laps, get data, learn more, keep on top of everything, you know, on the tuning side of things as well. You know, like there's no reason why we couldn't do it. We just don't have the rounds to physically do the racing that, you know, the NHRA guys are doing. So.
We're going to see you back over in the States?
Yes.
Excellent. End of the year probably? Or
I'd like to think so.
Okay.
All depends if I've got both engines ready to rock and roll again.
Okay.
Which the other one will be finished, but this will need to freshen up as well. And whether I ride this bike or someone else's with my engine, we'll just see what happens.
Good luck to you, and again, congratulations on that 690. That was a big number over here in Australia. Taking a look at Pro Stock Bike 1710 over here in Australia. It's a beautiful machine. How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Daniel Rabbnott.
How many years you been racing?
Since I was 18, so yeah, 20.
Wow. Where are you from?
Emerald.
Excellent. Best ET.
7.24.
Excellent. Tell me about your motorcycle here.
Well, it's got a brand new engine in it for this speeding.
What type of engine do you got?
Vortex.
Oh,
1555.
You got the Rick Ward Vortex.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you end up choosing that one?
Just what was for sale.
Sure.
So we had to step it up to keep up with these other big boys.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Things are really changing over here with the pro stock motorcycles dipping into the 6s. What's it going to take to get there?
More horsepower and more tuning and more seat time.
There you go. You confident that you're onto it right now?
Yes, we'll find out in the next hour.
Can't wait. Tell me a little bit more about your bike. What type of body is it? Hayabusa body. Now that's something that's pretty unique as well, because I love the Hayabusa body. The late great Dave Schultz brought it to Pro Stock Motorcycle, but we see most guys going with the TL.
Yes.
Why do you stick with the Busa?
Well, we purchased this 5 years ago and I had the Busa body on it. So,
okay.
We've stuck with it, but we are having a few issues with it moving around in the bottom end, so we've sorted out a few things and we just got to test it and see what happens this weekend.
Overall happy with the aero package though?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. There's a few other little things we've got to we're trying to catch up on, but we'll find that out.
Excellent. What would make you happy this weekend? What number do you want to run?
701.
Hey, I thought you were going to say anything in the 7.0s. That's ambitious though. 701. Well, I wish you the best luck. Anybody you like to thank?
ABM, Craven Industries, all the sponsors, and everyone else in the tent. Dad, brother, family, everyone.
Good luck to you.
Bye, mate.
There you go. Let's get one more look at this motorcycle. It's beautiful. He's got the Rick Ward motor in it. Australian Pro Stock Motorcycle, or as they call it down under, Pro Bike. This beautiful machine belongs to Glen Wooster, a talented rider. Nice to meet you and your crew. And I also see we have Mr. Mitch Brown helping out. Mitch, you know a lot about this program. Do some introductions for me over here, please.
Yeah, I'm happy to sneak in here. I don't want to steal what they've done, but this is Mr. Trevor Burrell.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Trevor's been racing, tuning, building pro bikes, all kinds of bikes here in Australia since 1932. Something like a long time. Yeah, and obviously Glenn is the rider, 2016 Australian Pro Bike champion.
How about that?
Yep.
Unofficially 196 miles an hour, right?
Yep.
And
0.8.
Not that you're counting or keeping track. And sir, your role on the team?
Yeah, Clint.
Excellent. What's your role?
Oh, we're just the main sponsor for the bike.
Oh, very cool.
So Clint helped to bring Katie's bike over and is a primary sponsor of the bike.
Thank you so much for that. It's not like shipping these bikes down the street. California to Australia is quite a haul. So.
We were explaining to Mitch and Katie yesterday that if people are willing to come halfway around the world, we're willing to help them out, you know. It's a big effort by them to get to where they are now, and we're just willing to help, you know.
Well, thank you for bringing over California Katie, and I guess thank you somewhat for bringing over Mitch.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. We love
He's not home yet, though.
we love Mitch. Mitch, this program is special, man. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I feel very fortunate to get a chance to work with them. You know, Trevor had originally bought one of the original Monster heads, or Glenn and Trevor did. And so then now they're on a second version of that. Right now, Glenn's leading the points here at this race. So the championship is at stake. So they're just trying to make sure they can make some good runs and end up with the championship. But as you know, we've got at least 4, if not 5 bikes here that can run a 6-second pass this weekend. So it's going to be really exciting for Pro Bike.
Glenn, it all comes to a head here. This is the final round of the season. This is your version of the World Finals. How are you feeling?
Yeah, no, pretty good actually. I've been ducking off for a game of golf and some mountain bike riding, and I'm not allowed to tell him that, but it's all good. And no, I feel pumped, and even the ride the other day to get out and have a walk around, loosen up, and it felt really good in the top end. So now I just can't wait to get out there again.
How would you compare pro bike to pro stock motorcycle in the United States?
Oh, look, obviously I haven't been over yet to have a look, but yeah, here it's a tough class, and it's a lot of dollars, and I guess it's the same over there, and everyone wants to have a crack. It's a hard class to stay in. You really got to perform to be at the level. Yeah.
Well, I see the same amount of passion that I see in the States over here in Australia, and we have, what, 9 bikes this weekend?
That's right.
That's an impressive turnout for pro stock motorcycle. Heck, NHRA just had, I think, 15 motorcycles in Chicago, so to have 9 here is pretty dang impressive.
Everyone knows how much work goes into these things. These guys, what they do here, and I know Clint said he doesn't do a lot, but he does. He's on the tools too. But it takes everyone to make it a team effort and get them down the track. That's for sure.
Here's one thing I got to ask about. In between the frame rails, we can't see it through this beautiful wrap, but monster heads, not legal in NHRA pro stock, legal over here in Australia. There's been so much talk. Guys like Jerry Savoie said, I want a 4-valve head to compete with the Harleys. What do you think, Mitch?
Well, you know, they are also legal in Europe, and we have a few guys running over there. I make the cylinder head, but really it's the guys like Trevor, and he has a guy here, Luke Berry, that does the porting for them. I mean, they're showing what kind of power that they can make here. They do not have the advantage of the NHRA tracks that we have in the States.
Right.
That 196 mile an hour run would have been number 8 on the mile an hour qualifying at Chicago, and I think it was only a half a mile an hour short of being the number 3 fastest mile an hour. So they're making the power. There's no doubt about it.
And I mean, let's just off the top of your head, with the advantage of U.S. tracks, that's probably worth at least half a tenth, right?
Yeah, and I think Glenn might have shut that one off just a tiny bit early, just to tease everybody how fast it really is. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, they're doing a fabulous job.
I can't wait to see it in action. So other than the monster head, are there any big differences between this machine and a pro stock motorcycle that we'd see over in the States?
Well, I know that they built the chassis here. Trevor, I think his design with another guy that he works with, Sam, over here. You do run a little bit different fuel here.
What kind of fuel you guys run?
We run PSX2, which is an oxygenated VP fuel.
They are running an oxygenated
This
fuel.
is the last meeting that we could run it. As of 1st of July, we have to go to an unleaded fuel. So it's basically we all start again after this meeting, unfortunately.
Wow. Well, I know we're going to get the attention of some guys back home because it's so funny. When I talked to Jerry Savoie, the former champ, earlier this year, he's really mad. He thinks they're down on horsepower. The Suzuki's about 20 to 30 horsepower. The 2 things he asked for, 4-valve head or oxygenated fuel. So, in your opinion, is that 2 big difference makers?
Yeah, well, I think we haven't really run enough. We run a non-oxygenated fuel for the last part of the season, last year, and the first part of this season, but because the regulations are phasing the leaded fuel out, no one was carrying any stock. So we had to change fuel between the last 3rd round and this round to basically finish the championship. But I do believe when we died on it, there is a definite improvement in the fuel.
Wow. What do you think, Mitch? Worth a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know because I don't have the experience with that. I run that stuff that makes your ears bleed, but I'm impressed with what they're doing. So I'm learning a lot as well, Jack.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for giving me a glimpse inside your team. We wish you the best of luck. Any final thoughts here as you prepare for what could be a championship run for you this weekend?
Yeah, no, look, I'm just hoping the weather improves for us and we can get down the track, and I know we've got everyone's support, so it's going to be a good weekend. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks, Jack.
Good luck to you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See if they can get it done.
Good job. Take a movie star out of you again.
The Good Luck CycleDrag.com decal. It was great meeting all the different teams over there. I certainly appreciate the hospitality. Everybody was so inviting and welcomed the CycleDrag cameras into their pit area. So many talented racers over there. The only downfall is that they're 7,000 miles away from the United States. There's California Katie Sullivan. She ended up winning the event. There is the CEO of Thunder 400, the great Mr. Allen. If you want to see these motorcycles in action, make sure that you check out the Australian Pro Bike or Pro Stock video that we did here on CycleDrag.com. There's a lot of videos for you to see. Make sure you check out the one we just posted, Motorcycle Drag Racing Gone Wrong, when we check in with Nitro Harley racer Michael Beeland. Thank goodness Michael's okay. He torched the head on his Nitro Harley. That and a whole lot more can be found on the CycleDrag YouTube channel. All you have to do is go to CycleDrag on YouTube, subscribe, smash the bell for notifications, and let us know where you're watching from. I appreciate it, guys. Let's keep this thing growing.